Welcome to what's going on in town government. So we've got a lot going on this week. At our board meeting, we talked about some kind of minor citizen and departmental items. We had some real estate issues. We had a couple of unfortunate liquor license issues, and the board, as a result, scheduled a hearing on October 2nd for liquor license violations of the Sea Dog and the Summer House Bistro.
What does that mean?
Well, this was all public, so I guess I can say it.
Yeah.
The Sea Dog has been told to file a change of manager application because the person who's currently the manager is not listed on the license, and that is a no-no, for about a year, and they haven't done it yet.
Ooh.
I retract that. They just this week did that, filed it. And they also constructed some sort of a DJ area in the establishment, which is not permitted without prior approval.
Oh, yeah,
so
they
they're
have
going
a lot
to
of
be
music there.
they're going to come before this hearing.
And you know what else? When they first, they have great beer, by the way. Let me begin by just saying that.
They do.
Their beer, but they don't have as many beers as they used to.
Really?
Because of Cisco. Somehow people just only want Cisco beer.
Yeah.
But you still can get the blueberry beer. But now they don't put the blueberries in it. When they used to. See, so can we put that on the
That's not
docket?
a liquor license violation.
Okay,
Gina.
just making sure.
Yeah. Nice try, though.
Okay.
And the Summer House Bistro, they had some after-hours issues, I think, and event issues. So they're going to be coming before the board on October 2nd. We also had a really great presentation from I'm going to call this person our social media icon, Jason Bridges. I would call him an icon.
Okay.
He was displaying our new website. The town is going to move to a new website. This is going to take a few months. We're not talking about going live until next year, early 2014. And we're going to have an internal user group and an external user group to help figure out what we want it to, with the content and how to navigate through and things like that. So he took us through some examples of some other, so I should say he didn't show us our new website. He showed us some samples from other communities that use this same vendor to run the website.
And you said social media. So how
media.
How does that fit into this website?
Well, I think we could have this now, but there will be links to Facebook and Twitter, and some departments are on those things. But there's the opportunity to do blogs. You know, we may want some people within the town to do a certain type of blog. I am not intending to do that. I can't imagine the time that might take.
But you already do with your own. Don't you do a blog? I mean, what is your?
Well, I have my e-newsletter.
That's a blog.
And that's a monthly thing.
Okay.
But it's not daily.
Okay.
A lot of town managers, I don't know about a lot, some town managers that I know of do a blog every day. I don't know that I have the time for that. But anyway, so Jason's very knowledgeable about all that social media stuff. Anyway, we talked about that. We also talked about First Way. And in August, the board asked for some improvements to be made along First Way by the DPW. And the idea was to make it safer for kids traveling to and from school. So there's some brush cutting that's been done. We've talked about some other improvements like a sidewalk and possibly paving the road or not. But you can't really have a sidewalk with curbing without a paved road because you need some structure for the curbing. Otherwise, it's not advised. So if you go down there, and First Way, as we know, runs between Surfside Road and Hooper Farm, kind of a twisty road in some areas, and it's not level. There are varying grades of where the road and the side of the road is. So it would be a little, not challenging, but it's not easy to just install a sidewalk. There's engineering that's involved, there's materials, there's labor, there's figuring it all out. There may be easements required, possibly, from abutters. And so that's something that I think we're going to be talking a little bit more about. And we probably want to talk to the school about how they feel about that. So anyway, more to come on that, but there's some initial improvements that have been made. The board also talked about special town meeting warrant articles. We have a special town meeting scheduled for November 4th, which is a Monday, starting at 6 p.m. at the high school Mary P. Walker Auditorium. And I don't even remember how many articles, not very many, but the reason for the special town meeting is to adjust 3 budgets, the Wannacomet Water, Sconset Water, and Our Island Home. And it's not that big of a deal, really, in the grand scheme of things. Their revenue didn't come in as projected for fiscal, the revenue they received in fiscal 13 doesn't match the projections for 14. It's a little lower, so we have to make some adjustments before the Department of Revenue will certify our tax rate, which is critical to the whole system of budgets and town operations and things like that. So those adjustments need to be made. And of course, we're going to do a couple of other things that need to be done, that should be done now. There's a long-term lease authorization for cell space on the Sconset Water Tower. There's a parking bylaw amendment that the board is likely to include. There are a couple of other things like that. And we have 4 citizen articles, and the board agreed to put 1 additional requested citizen article on as well. So
Do we know what those are?
yes, there are four. 2 of them pertain to expanding the town sewer district. The one that the board decided to add pertains to the town, expanding the town sewer district, not by a lot. We're talking just a couple of lots here and there. And another is to take a section of private road up by Lincoln Circle. It's a road called Capam Road. Apparently there's a section somewhere that's private. The board would be authorized to take that. There needs to be work done about damages and surveying and plan prep and all that, which may or may not, we aren't seeking any funding at the special for those things. So this would just authorize the board to start the process. The other one is an amendment to the town code, chapter 67, which relates to coastal engineering structures. And right now, the bylaw specifies that, well, if you look at it, it's section E, 67 something dash something, section E. I just can't remember right off the top of my head what section, but if you become obvious if you look at it, and it's online on the town website, it strikes the word private from that section so that certain types of coastal engineering structures would require a town meeting vote.
Are we talking
and this
about,
has been discussed before.
Is this related to the Sconset?
I would say this is related to the Sconset Beach, yes. So that's what we talked about. The board will adopt the warrant next week. So at next week's meeting, we have a bunch of public hearings. We have the warrant adoption. We are also previewing preliminary budget assumptions. Now, these are just mostly assumptions for the next fiscal year and going out. So that will be interesting. Okay, so that's all I wrote down for today. Those are the different things that are being worked on at the board meetings. We had a Cape Cod managers meeting yesterday. We have a monthly, Greg and I are in a monthly, in an association called Cape Cod Managers Association, and it also has the Vineyard and Nantucket in it. And we have a monthly meeting in a different town every month. We had our meeting. We usually meet on Nantucket in September, and we had a bigger group than I thought, which was great, and we had a really good meeting. And so that was fun and interesting. And the Island Fair is this weekend. The Island Fair.
Well, this weekend, tell people which weekend, because this plays next week too.
It's on the 14th and 15th of September. It's out at Tom Nevers Field. There's lots of great activities out there. There's a pet show on Sunday, which Erica and I are judges for. So that will be fun. And that's about it.
Elder Expo tomorrow.
Elder Expo tomorrow,
always
Saturday the 14th. That's always a fun event, great information for people. And what else is coming up?
Well,
There's just stuff going on. We're starting to review our capital projects next week for fiscal 15 and out. Greg and I are going to be at a conference the week of September 23rd, ICMA, International City Managers Association. They have an annual conference. It's in a different city, and it's in Boston this year, so we really can't not go if it's in our backyard.
oh yeah.
So we're going to be going to that. I don't know. There's FinCom is going to be having some meetings on the warrant articles. They have a public hearing on Monday the 30th at 4 o'clock. I don't remember where it is. I think it's in the community room at the public safety facility, but that would be online. And that's where, if you have some comments about any of the articles, you should show up and make them.
Yep.
That's it.
All right.
Anything else? What are you hearing?
That's about it.
Hopefully it'll be a good, it's a big wedding weekend this
Huge.
weekend.
Yep.
Many weddings, I've
Yep.
heard. So,
Every weekend in September is huge
Yep.
wedding Sure.
My own wedding was in September.
Oh.
Guess it was yesterday. My anniversary was yesterday.
Oh,
actually.
wonderful.
Yeah. How many years do you think I've been married for?
20.
21.
See?
How'd you get that right off the bat like that?
Well,
most people say
that's a big
couple.
milestone in town lore. You know, when you
Is it?
when you became unavailable. It
Really?
Was, yeah.
The book was closed.
You broke
The
a
door
lot
was
of hearts,
closed.
Libby.
Really?
I'll tell you, yeah.
Sure. Okay, so don't make me laugh. Sometimes when you do little things, you all can't see what he does back there, but I can't look at him sometimes because I might laugh.
Yeah, these things happen.
And especially on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so thanks very much. See you next time.